what we actually did was this. If we go back to the previous slide,
Yeah.
positioning is up there, service quality is up there. But we are trying to say that these are the basic things about the 7 P's as what everybody knows. But we just added them to the next slide to discuss what we wanted to explain.
Yeah, but it affects the interpretation though. It definitely affects the interpretation. Similarly, when you talk about the 7 P's, okay, if you're going to talk about service quality is an outcome really of the 7 P's. Okay, not of all, but the process, the people, so the tangible elements, the people element. If you look at it, service quality is really about people, process, physical evidence. The assessment of service quality. Okay, so when you say it, again, as I said it to the previous group, make sure it justifies exactly why you've said it there, and not because it's a theme that you considered was very important. Because then it doesn't answer the question, how does each of the elements of the 7 P's contribute to Shouldice's success? Great, you've put service quality there, but then say the 7 P's contribute to Shouldice's success by influencing the service quality. And this is how it does it. Okay, by just putting it there doesn't mean you get it. All right? Now again, going back to the people, do you think you would rephrase this discussion? Because there's people here, and Marina, you wrapped it up as well, that one of the most important things for you all was people and assurance and reliability, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Correct. So one of the most important cases, evidence from the case for me, is customer to customer interaction, customer to employee interaction. Okay? And that seems to be lost.
However, we still need to mention that there are all kinds of people. It includes all stakeholders.
But you haven't mentioned that here.
Not on the slide.
Yeah.
The slide was covered because also Sam spoke about how people are put in similar rooms so you can interact with each other. Yeah, it wasn't very explicitly stated there though.
It makes a difference when you explicitly state something and then give it a twist. So just for future, make sure, and these are the basics of services. So, the 7 P's, ServQual, you need to know exactly what you mean when you're saying it. Okay? Right, if you go now to the last slide for me. I like, sorry, I meant the second last one. I like the fact that you've taken a stand. Okay, and you've not been scared to say, we've read all this, but this is what we really think. That's good. I really appreciate that. And I also appreciate that you've talked about the risk. Okay? Again, cross-link the risk to the, how does therefore it affect integration of marketing, HR, operations. And you do that, I think you did that really well, where you take the example of, why should the 3 work together? And you've taken a slightly different approach to the other groups, but it's a fresh approach. So it's a good approach. It shows you understand different elements. Now, one point of caution, when you gave the definition for service quality, okay, and to say that there is no real definition of service quality, make sure you put 3-4 definitions before you tell me there is no accepted definition of service
10.
quality. Yeah, but at least put it down.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to, because if you're showing me a Rust and Oliver definition from 1994, I can tell you 30 other definitions that come since then.
If you're interested, we have a lot of references in the reference slide. So we'll go back to
It's important to do that. Okay? In as much as I say this is the first paper of its kind, this is the first to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Because there are many, I'm sure Sarah and I can quote you several definitions of service quality. So make sure you put definitions and you say, but we'd like this one to work with. That's acceptable. Okay? All right, Sarah?
Yeah, if you could go back to I like that you identified the characteristics inherent in services at the very beginning and what the challenges are of providing good service. Then you have a slide about the solutions you offer. This one. You've got inseparability there, and the solution is the importance of people. Why people and why only people?
Just because the people are like co-producers, patients, co-producers of the operation. So you can't really separate them from the service they are getting. So we thought that was like one of the solutions they used in the hospital. Because like they also included the fact that they allowed them to interact with other same room, they also give them like recreational activities to do. Like all hospitals don't normally do that. You just get treated and then you get prescribed something to do and you leave. But they have this 4-day experience. You go to the hospital for 4 days, like it's a 4-day experience thing. So you have what you do in day 1 to day 4. You also eat with the staff. Like
You can't separate one from the other.
yeah.
And also, to add to what you just said, most times because it's, the service is not something they could offer online, so they also they sent out through the checklist to see the customers they could actually, the patients they could actually take and bring them to the hospital. So the service was provided at the hospital. So the provider, we also had to be taking good care of that. The people themselves, they had to be motivated. So the customers and the providers too. They're very important.
Okay. What else do you think they did to help with this particular challenge of inseparability? What other things can you draw on from the way they managed it, or the, not just the people element, but the other 7 Ps maybe? What other things did they do to improve the satisfaction of the customer through avoiding this sorry, go on.
Avoiding inseparability.
Yes, minimising it.
They used the forms they used to check for customers. So when the customers, and the other thing they also did was those that were that had weight issues. So what? Those that had weight issues, they told them, they also gave them they recommended an in-house dietitian for them. So that was also trying to reduce the issue, that's inseparability. That they were not just telling them, okay, because they had to work on their weight, they left them alone. They were still continued the job with them. And
Also, another thing is that in dynamic meetings is that basically, even though you are already treated, you're already gone through, usually you separate, yeah. Like you go your own way after the service. However, they try to bring them back together. You have the alumni meetings, and it just keeps you like, you know, you had that ultimate experience with Shoulders, and they want to keep it going, and you know you're in one.
But you know, the definition of inseparability, I'm getting a bit nitpicky here, but the point is the definition of inseparability is that the production and consumption cannot be separated. Okay? So in this case, the production and consumption is having the operation or getting operated on. Either or. Okay? Now in that case, if I say it's inseparable, the role of the customer is very, very, very crucial. Yes? Right. Okay.
Customers are the patients are the co-producers.
Correct. So your point about that they do the checklist, they also do the questionnaires for out of town customers, and I think that's what you were getting at. If they do out of town questionnaires, selecting the right customer therefore is paramount to this. And why are they doing this? Because they don't want the wrong customer to come here and that they can't maintain their quality. Okay? So in terms of addressing the solutions, think a bit deeper. Okay? So if production and consumption are at the same point, at the same time, who are the key stakeholders in this area? How does it therefore make a difference? What is it doing to reduce any failure? What are the elements of failure? The customer not playing his role, the employee not playing his role.
So eliminating the lead customers.
Yeah, or finding, you know, like the diet plan you talked about. But think it through and get slightly more analytical. But it's important to do that at this point, to dig that bit deeper. And also the choice of words. I think Yola, the one thing I will say that all your presentations are not wordy, which is fantastic. Because sometimes we find presentations that are so texty that I lose the will to live. Okay? But it's true. But yours are all, you know, it's just the right amount of text. But one of the challenges of using the right amount of text is using the right words to say what you think you want to say. Okay? So make sure you pick the right. So inseparable equals importance of people is a confusing message. Right? But we need to ask you several questions to get the clarification. Because I know that you know, but what's on the slide doesn't show me that you know. Alright? Okay, Muhammad. What have you learned from this? Yes. from having done this assignment?
Well, the main case study show me how they are, especially this hospital system.
Yes. And if there's one thing you want to take from doing this case study, what would it be?
There is any ticket from this case study.
So if you one learning that you had from this case study, what is that one key learning? It can be anything, but what is the one that you have had?
There is many things, but
What's the thing you like?
No, it can be many things. Tell me many things.
it's difficult for choice which one is the better.
So tell me the best one. Go on.
I will try.
Yep.
For this case study, what do you call it? I think the best one is the how they are show us the unique
Yes.
hospital in the world. I think it's like hotel or something. You know? I need hospital, I don't need to give me water or give me something. But it's what do you call it? It's a new thing and important thing.
Okay, so the unique selling proposition is the most important thing. So make yourself a service that is unique. Okay, that is not for probably everyone, but it's very specialized. So that's a service strategy, isn't it? Position yourself as to what you want to be. You can't be everything to everyone. So position yourself as what you want to be. Okay, right. Thank you. All right.